or so with an update for us. Greg?
bURGER, PLANET on YouTube.
Yeah, you said your name was Josh?
Yeah.
So explain it to me again. I see you had the camera out. Were you on eastbound I-70 at the time?
Yeah, I was on eastbound. Hi, my name is Joshua McCutcheon. I was on eastbound I-70. I was doing a live stream on my channel on YouTube called bURGER PLANET.
Okay.
And I saw all the cars were stopped, and it was a traffic jam. And then this semi truck, I'm assuming the brakes went out on the truck, and it just sped by going, must have been over 60 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, just out of control down the emergency lane. Scared the bejeebies out of me. And then I just see this huge explosion and fire and smoke coming from the other side of the overpass.
So let me get the narrative straight again. There's normal Thursday backup. We had an earlier accident in I-70 in Ward. So traffic is it at a standstill, barely moving? How would you describe the flow?
It was completely stopped, and then the guy barreled down the emergency lane. Wish he would have went up the off-ramp. He might have been able to slow down enough and not have gotten in this huge crash.
Yeah. So you were you in one of these lanes closest to the median?
I was in the lane closest to the off-ramp. I was in the slow lane on the farthest right.
And you're inching along, and then out of nowhere, what?
Well, I just saw all the cars were stopped, so I put on my brakes, stopped. We were at a complete standstill. And then that semi-truck just passed by, barreling down completely out of control, and then I'm assuming smashed into these vehicles that were already maybe in a crash.
Yeah, I mean, were you hearing, like, what sounds were you hearing? Like braking type sounds, obviously. What else?
I didn't hear any sounds of them trying to slow down or anything, like any brakes or air brakes. I have it on video. I was live streaming, and you just see the truck just go by. It scared the heck out of me, and I jumped in the video, and then I pulled over on the off-ramp and tried to get over here and park safely.
And how did you do that? I mean, we look over here toward Golden, traffic obviously at a standstill because there's nowhere to go, but how did you get off?
I just I was at a spot where I was past the little, the corner of where the off-ramp begins, but I was able to just kind of drive a little off-road over some rough concrete and get over off the ramp.
Yeah. Well, we'll get some info from you to get some of that video from earlier, but I'm glad you're okay, and obviously crazy situation in front of us.
Yeah, and I'd like to give a big shout out to the Good Samaritan that pulled those people out of the wreckage. It's amazing.
Yeah, sir. And again, Aristay and Jeremy, he's referring to Darren, of course, who was here at the time. You heard from him earlier. He says because he happened to be sitting here at the off-ramp, he helped 4 different folks get out of that area and bring them to safety along with other Good Samaritans. So obviously, as this gentleman just pointed out, kudos to that Good Samaritan as well. Live picture remains.
Hey, Greg, are you still near Darren? Because I just want to make sure that we point him out to the proper authorities. Here's I assume a homeless man. He was there panhandling, sitting there, and he rushed over and helped these people, and we need to make sure